To start removing this door panel, inside of this handle here, there's a rubber piece that covers two T25 Torx screws. Both of those have to be removed. This allows you to lift this up, and once you flip it over, you can disconnect the switches. And set this aside. And once you have those out, you can see two more T25 Torx screws right here. Take those out. Next, right here at the door handle, there's a little cover. If you just open this up like this, take a screwdriver, a pick, or whatever you have, pop this cover out. There's a 10mm bolt right there. Here at the top, let's pop this corner piece out from the top here, but we'll leave it attached to the door panel. On the side of the door, you'll see these little clips. You have to push in on the center, that unlocks it. Then you can pry the rest of the clip out. And there are two of them. The other one is a little bit lower. Next, I want to take a plastic trim tool and just wedge it between the door panel and the door itself to pry off the door panel. I'm going to start out here. Pull up on the door panel. Okay. Pull it away, but not too far because things are still attached. Right by the door handle, you'll notice this cable that operates the door handle. That has to come out. There are two little tabs that you can pry on. I'll show you in a second once it's actually out. But those release the cable. So right here and here, you squeeze on those. That'll pull the cable right out for you. So right here you can see this main harness, which is supposed to be attached to the door. I guess mine's not. But to disconnect it, you want to pry these tabs out like this. Push the main tab up. There we go. Now you can set your door panel aside. Let's peel off this vapor barrier and insulation. Okay, this is enough. You don't have to go all the way. And remove this cable from here. Next, with a T30, I'm going to take these three bolts out that hold the door latch onto the door. I'm going to disconnect this wiring harness off the door. You can see in there, there's a rod that connects to this latch mechanism. This has to get popped off. Okay, now it's going to be hard to see because I can't even see it, but I can try and show you once this is out. But there's another rod back there that needs to get disconnected, and it basically looks like this, like a hook, except it's on the back side, so you just have to twist this assembly till it pops out. I'm going to try and use a pick to hopefully pick that rod out. Alright, well, my assembly broke right where the rod goes in, but I guess that's fine because we're replacing it. The rod is now free, and one last rod to be disconnected is this one, but at least now you can move it more. Okay, this one comes in right here. Let's try to twist this in a way in which this rod wants to pop out. There we go. That rod's out. Now it's all disconnected. Unfortunately, we have to unbolt the window track. It's a 10mm bolt down here. Now this can push out of your way. There it is. Let's disconnect it. Press up on this. That'll release the connector. There we go. I unfortunately broke mine. I'll figure that out later, but here's your old latch. Take the new door latch assembly, put the connector on, and of course if you didn't break your locking tab, go ahead and lock it down. For me, this still locks actually, because this will hook onto the sides, but of course it's best if it's not broken. Anyway, let's slide this in. Okay. Make sure it's facing the right way. Before I go too far, I'm just going to connect the window track bolt back on. Make sure that's snug. I'm going to start by connecting this rod in, and that one went right to this connection point here. And then I'm going to take the other hook rod that's on the inside there, connect that up. And that one's going to be basically impossible to see. All right, that inner one is in, so we can get this closer to being in position. And last but not least, there's this rod over here. Tried to clamp on approximately where it was before on the threads. Now line up the door latch with the door, start in the 3 bolts, and snug them up. Put this back if you took it out, resecure this wire, and attach the cable onto this hook here. Let's put the vapor barrier back. Try to stick it on. If it doesn't stick, you can use some tape or whatever you have. Let's get the door panel back, connect the main wiring harness, push it in all the way, lock it down, connect the cable for the door handle. Make sure it locks in, that back in there, make sure this stays up in place. Bring the door panel over this lock indicator, and then put it over this lip here. Press it down, now press it in. Make sure your wiring's not getting caught. Let's put these 2 screws back. Might as well put this back while we're at it. Put it into the front first. It's got a little hook. Once that's in, put the back down. Let's put the 2 screws in that secure it. And don't forget this little cover. Make sure you resecure this. Get this bolt back in, the door handle, and the cover. Don't forget the little clips on the side here. You actually have to pull the center out in order to install it. And then press it flush.